We're here in Monte Carlo for the Rendez-Vous de Septembre. For AM Best TV, I'm Richard Banks. And I'm joined now by John Modin, President of Logan Re. John, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Richard. I really appreciate the invitation. Really happy to be here talking to you.
Well, it's great to have you. Thanks for joining us. So there seem to be some very different views in circulation at the moment about the state and the immediate prospects for the ILS segment. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the view that Mount Logan has is that it's a very good state. There's a lot of momentum in this market, and we read about it across all the segments of ILS, collateralized re, cat bonds, and sidecars, quota shares, what Mount Logan does. And we definitely root for the entire sector. We do the quota shares with Everest, our sponsor, our owner, but the whole sector, we're seeing definitely renewed interest from investors, both relative value investors and strategic investors across the world.
So there is a lot of talk about investor appetite, particularly for reinsurance risk and for the sort of risk that reinsurers take on. Tell us a bit about your perception of that.
Sure. Well, first of all, it's always one of the first things is it's always a diversifying asset class, and that's intuitive, and it's also you prove it with historical track record and results. So that's one of the first things. However, investors definitely need more than diversification. Investors need strong returns relative to the risk. And given where rates are, we're definitely in that position today. And we're out there telling the Mount Logan story. Mount Logan does one thing and one thing only. It shares in risk that Everest originates in a proportional manner. We're not out purchasing cat bonds. We're not out competing and writing collateralized reinsurance. And the story resonates with investors for a lot of reasons.
So tell us a bit about some of the opportunities that are out there.
Well, the opportunities we see, relative value investors that recognize that right now may be a great time to come in to ILS. They may not be in over the long term. They may come in and out, but that's okay. And we also see investors that want to consider this a strategic part of their overall portfolio, which basically means staying in for a long time and having a targeted percentage of the overall asset base. So we're seeing interest in both sides, which is great.
So John, over your long career, you've seen a lot of innovation. Where's the next innovation coming from?
Well, listen, the catastrophe risk is well suited for the capital markets for a lot of reasons. The short tail nature and mainly the fact that it's capacity constrained. Rating agencies, AM Best, have capital measurement BCAR tests that basically some reinsurers or insurance companies may cap out, and the capital markets is a valve to release that extra risk and into the capital markets capacity that you measure in trillions and not hundreds of billions in the reinsurance market. So what I think the catastrophe risk, first of all, on the cat risk side, we've seen risk transfer, meaning cat bonds, reduction of principal, reinsurance. There's other ways I think cat triggers can be used. For example, risk financing, where maturities are extended or debt is subordinated, but also just going away from cat risk. I think other lines also can be transferred to the capital markets if there's capacity constraints. For example, cyber is one where there may be that constraint, and therefore it could work well with the capital markets. But no doubt, at Everest Mount Logan, we're focused on catastrophe risk transfer right now. And down the road, we may look at other lines. But there's definitely a lot. I've seen a lot of innovation. I've 30 years, I can't believe it. Cat bonds have been around for 20 years or so. And so the capital markets have been a great partner to the reinsurance sector.
Fascinating. That's fascinating. Thank you very much indeed, John.
All right, you're welcome, Richard.
For AM Best TV, I'm Richard Banks.